microphone on. Hello my lovelies, welcome to day 2 of the monthly challenge. Today we're going to be making mini journals. If you haven't seen day 1, then head over and check that one out first to start the project. If you are in the monthly challenge group, don't forget to post pictures of your progress to be entered into our giveaway. And let's get making our journal. So today you're going to need your Matchbox, a piece of ribbon, your background, something to measure with, something to cut with, and also some washi tape. I am probably going to go for washi that is, rather than quite contrasting to my background, I'm going to go with something that is quite matchy to my background. And also I may add in, if I can find where I've got some glue as well. The glue though is optional, but I would recommend it, and don't worry about what kind of ribbon you've got. This is just temporary for the moment. Okay, so first of all we need to figure out our paper grain on our background. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video tutorial for that, so I shall link to that rather than going over it and making this video long. But it's fairly easy, and I think with how mine's just folded I can already tell which way is the paper grain on mine pretty easily. Yeah, faux show. Okay, so then you want to measure your box. Mine's about 1 1/4 inches, and you don't want to, about 3 centimeters. You don't want to be exact with it. You want to give it a little bit of space. So if mine was 3 centimeters, 3 millimeters, so I might only go for 3 centimeters rather than those millimeters, to make sure you can get it in and out of the box, to give it a bit of room. So for now what we're going to do is just stick in this piece of ribbon. Like I say, we'll do this properly later on in the week, so don't worry about what ribbon you've got. It could be string, it could be anything, and just put it in there so that we can put in our pages to test the size of them and be able to get them out again, not stick them into the box. So you want to double up that width that you've just measured. So for me that would be 6 centimeters, or about 2 1/2 inches I'm going to go for. Then you want to calculate the height of your box. Mine's about 5 centimeters, which is about 2 inches, just under. So I'm going to go just under 2 inches. I'll go on my first 1/8 mark there of 2 inches. Fold over your measured piece and just tuck it in and just see what it's like. Okay, so if I was to make that, can you see how snug that is in? It works with a ribbon, but do I want to make my whole journal that tight? I might go in a little bit more. The height seems okay, but the width across I might go in a little bit more. So that's this way across, so I'm going to just take off, I'll take off the extra 1/8 on here as well. And just do this until you've got the right size that you want. And so it's 2 and a bit that way. Is that right? I'm forgetting already. Yeah, that way. 1. It's just under the 2. Okay. So if you're like me, you might want to write your measurements down so you don't forget. See, I already on this scrap have done that before. So it's 1/8 under. Okay, you guys don't need to worry about my measurements. You don't need to worry about how I've just written that out, because that's how my brain works. Okay, so just figure out your own measurements and what works best for your little Matchbox. Okay, see on this one I've got a little bit more wiggle room, and this one is really in snug. So I think I'm going to go for one that is in between these two pieces. So rather than this one just under 2.5, I'm going to go a little bit more.
smidge under. That's my very official first notch under a 2.5. That's what I'm going for. But again, these are Jenny Belly measurements, so play with your own Matchbox and see what you want to do for your own little journal. These are only small pieces of paper, so they can always reuse them. They can go in your scrap pile. You can use them in your journal as collage or whatever, you know. Okay, that seems right for me. Yeah. So that's how I want it. It's Goldilocks. I did one a little bit too small, one a little bit too long, and I found my Goldilocks. Okay, you can use a bone folder if you have one, or you can use a roller. It just helps to make that crease super sharp, but you've got to make sure that you've got the right paper grain fold, guys, to make your journal so that the spine here along this edge doesn't crack. Again, I'll stick a link to that tutorial for you. But this is so that, because this is doubled up to that size, and they kind of, if you, let me show you on this one, if you just kind of press it down, it sticks out quite a way versus that one. Can you see? So if you smush it down, then it will fit into the Matchbox a lot better than being a bit more poofier. Okay, so gather up your, these are called folios, these individual little sheets. Okay, and put them into your Matchbox to see how many fit in comfortably, and I think that's actually pretty accurate, to be honest. You don't want to overstuff this because we've still got to decorate it and etc, etc. This journal is something that you can always add more pages onto, so you can't necessarily take them away, but you can add them on. So yeah, I would err on the side of caution when you're making it. Now you want to stack them up like this. This is how we're going to put them in, rather than a signature journal, which is where you slot the folios inside one another. Can you see? So if I was to do that, can you see how this just gets chunkier? Not that I would stick that many into one, but you can see how it gets chunkier and then doesn't fit in the journal, in the box, sorry, and this side's all skinny and this side's all fat, and it just doesn't work. So the binding we are going to do is very simple, but it's one where it's single folios together, so that this end of the journal is the same thickness as this end of the journal, as much as possible anyway, so that when it's in and out of the Matchbox, you know, the room is equal that's being taken up. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is where the washi tape comes in, and for me also the glue. You don't need glue. I personally, I prefer glue. I just, if I'm going to make a journal, you know, I want to make it so that it actually stays together. So I don't put my full faith in washi tape. Unless it's just going down on a background or something. If this one is going to play ball with me anyway. Definitely not putting my full faith in this one. Okay, so what I like to do is put pages together that fit together. So for instance, these two would go together, but those two not so much. Can you see? This is up to you. It's just my personal preference, but don't, you know, you guys don't have to stick with what I like. You guys do what you like. And what I like to do is put the glue, if it's going to come out for me, put the glue along where I'm going to put the washi tape, just to make sure that it's stuck down lovely for us. And just try and get it as evenly on each half as you can. It doesn't matter if one side's a bit over. See, I've got more left than what I've got on that side. It doesn't matter. You need to leave a little bit of space, a little bit of a gap. So don't butt them up like that. Leave a little bit of gap because they've got to open and close. Yeah. So stick them together and trim off the excess. So yeah, they close with that little bit of wiggle room for opening and closing. It does get a little bit more difficult as you stack up, because on this side you may end up with this many. You know, you may end up with all 4 or 5 or however many you've got on this side, and then you're trying to stick this one to the top one. So what you can do, rather than doing that, is do them in pairs so that they're equally spaced for you. Extra strength on the extra strength of the glue. I'm using Eileen's tacky glue. You can use any kind of glue, but I would say something like a glue stick won't be strong enough. It needs to be a permanent, you know, stronger strength type glue. Hey baby, what's the matter? What am I getting meows for? You want to say hi to the tribe? Come on then. Oh, I just got hit by the light. Say hi to the tribe. Is that your tummy? Is that your tummy, my little girl? Yeah, they're watching you. You're in on everything, aren't you? Oh, hello camera. Hello camera, I love you too. I can't work like this, girl. You're letting them show my messy studio. Stop it. But for that, keep posted, guys. For the messy studio, we're going to have something that we can do about our messy studios soon. In response to many of you wanting to tidy up and organise our studios together, I'm going to organise something for us to do that. But you can't stay there, girl. Happy as you seem on that corner, I'm going to have to kick you off. Say bye to the tribe. Good girl. Cat hair, go away. Okay. Stick your doublets together. I'm going to go with another washi because that one's doing my head in. Okay. Okay. If you want to, you can line up your journal against a ruler so you get, you know, precise. Exact. You know, mine's a little bit winky wonky because of that, how I eyeball it, but you know, you guys know I like to make things just quickly and easily rather than like measuring anything if it's avoidable. What you can do to level it up is this next step anyway, which is to get a fatter piece of washi, and I'm going to just pinch this together with, see, tap it down so that it's all level and then pinch that together and then glue along this edge I like to be generous with this, but not so much that you're going to have glue coming out for days when you put the washi on it. And then this one, I'd say you want to be a little bit more accurate with your eyeballing, get it in the middle. So I'm going to flatten it that way, because this is the front and the back of your journal, so excuse my head, but that's just to get that as much in the middle as I can. And then press that together. Some on this side. Some on this side. I'm just going to leave these parts while it dries and cut them off once it's dry, and that is it for day 2. Our journal is made.
Don't forget to post your pictures in the monthly challenge group to be entered into our giveaway to win any class that you like, that you want on journal workshops, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.